Welcome to the Adventures of a Kidney Donor. Follow Anil as he embarks on an epic journey around the world, spreading awareness about organ donation. With every mile, we're on a mission to inspire others to give the gift of life.
Hi, we're here at CE Engineering, recommended to us in Windhoek, Namibia by Alex Zachariah, a new friend and perhaps a new fellow traveler who built his truck, the one you saw in my flooding video. The other truck, the other landcruiser 79 series, was built here in this shop. He brought me over here to get some of my fixes done, and they did such a great job. It's time for us to hit the road again, and let's see how it turned out with all the lights. We're still trying to grapple with the bull bar, which was misaligned after we hit the cow in Swaziland, and we've come here to a garage in Windhoek, Namibia, to get this fixed. This is a body shop that builds 4x4s, camper vans and overland trucks. I'm sure they know what they're doing, and I hope this would be the last of this problem and we get on the way onwards and upwards into Germany. So what are you trying to do here?
I was just trying to fix this stands up here so we can make them stronger.
And what are you going to use to do that?
Fiberglass.
Fiberglass. Okay, because I've tried for the last few years to get it done. It hasn't been done. So maybe you got the solution, eh?
Yeah, here's the solution.
This is still part of the bumper that goes in this portion. It was all completely broken out, and they've done what it takes to put the new bolts to use the same parts. We're trying to realign the bumper, and if you can see, there's a lot of play in here, and our man here is doing a fabulous job, and we replaced and made this the same as that. It had broken off. You see all the tapes I've used to keep it. Well, it's quite messy now. Hopefully we'll be able to clean this up, but now at least it's not moving. It's tight and tough with all the bolts in place. So when you do a long journey like this, it's important to take care of the little things, because it's the little things that grow into the bigger things and make life miserable, because the roads ahead in Africa are going to be quite daunting when it comes to corrugated roads, clay roads with a lot of rain. We'll be getting stuck in it, so we need to make sure the car is stuffed. If the car is taken care of, you know for sure the car will take care of you. Keeping it in place with some glue, just to make sure they know how much fiberglass to use around it. Well, for now it's all glued in place with some bonding. I think they've used this along with the powder, which is this. Now they're going to move this light onto a bracket that we've modified to put up here, and take off this magnet which is being which was used up top over there. As you see that light over there. So a lot of little small tweaks are happening. We are right now in a place called CF Engineering, and that's Francois, who's built up this facility to build massive trucks. He takes chassis, or he takes empty vans like this one, and then builds them into a camper. He's got a fabulous facility, and the kinds of trucks he's built is a work of art, and this is where he gets his machine work done. That's a CNC machine, cutting machine, builds the brackets right here, and is now currently doing some small but important work on my car. And this is how this machine cuts to precision. What are you cutting here? What are you cutting?
Right now I'm going to cut channels for that back safari, but then I have to change the plates.
Okay. Now they're going to fit this onto this right here. And in the meantime, we're doing some rewiring to hook up these lights. These are called ditch lights, and this is the Baja Squadrons. Will come and sit right over here facing out on both sides to give us a little more lighting on the sides where there are lots of ditches usually when you're out in the bush. Just like that is being installed, this has already been done, and once these are in place, then we can lift the bumper to align it to safe conditions. We don't want this to be sticking to the body because the body moves separately and this moves separately, so we don't want it too close, otherwise they're going to start hitting each other. So there is a gap of this much usually kept so that doesn't happen. That's a sheet of fiberglass?
Yeah. I'm still going to build it up more.
Well, this has always fascinated me how things are built, and I love being around builders because they teach you so much. It's all about ingenuity, using the materials that are available to get the job done. So all of this good stuff is all happening at one time together, and hopefully will take another hour to finish, but we started out doing this job at about 8 o'clock, and now we're 4 hours into this. And that's Francois. He's the one that built this whole facility from nothing. A hard worker, and builds some gorgeous overlanding vehicles. Instructing his team on what needs to be done. Dried it out. They put some silicone around the gaskets so that it seals better, so next time there is no water seepage, which is creating the short circuit, making the light flicker. So what we're doing is trying to reinforce all of these three things so that it sits on the engine without having it break again, because the corrugation and the vibrations that these corrugations create, this is the weakest spot and the weak link, and it kind of snaps out. And hopefully this fiberglass will make it that much more stronger. Now that's got to be solid again. This was creating quite the rattle every time I went onto bumps because it was loose. Hopefully some of those sounds will go away. I'm going to be interested to see how this progresses next. What happens? I've never seen fiberglass being treated to make it solid. What is that? Water?
This one, tennis. Oily tennis. Tennis.
Thinner?
Tennis oily.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, tennis.
While he does that, we're looking at wiring for the ditch lights that will come and sit here in the distribution box. The previous wiring had a lot of water go in, which was creating the short circuits that brought me to this shop in the first place. In the meanwhile, here's what's happening with the fiberglass. There's a thin sheet being cut. Holes are being made. Screws can go in. Precision. And this machine does the job here. And this is the pattern being cut. So this concoction, a mixture of this and that, is now being placed onto the fiberglass. I guess it's an adhesive that binds the fiberglass together. It's being shaped by the brush. Well, it's time to put on the brackets. These brackets were bought at CB Off-Road, but they said it would fit the landcruiser 200 perfectly, but it was nothing but imperfect, so I had to, well, keep it in my boot. It's just luggage that didn't mean much to me. But when I came to this shop at CE Engineering, they used those brackets, twisted it, turned it, cut it, welded it to make it fit and do the job it was supposed to. So CB Off-Road, well, you gotta get your design better. I don't know what else to say. And this is how the bracket comes up, and the ditch lights will sit on top over there. So this is how it's finally fit in here. While he builds up this fiberglass frame for the sockets that keep this on top of the engine secure and keep the engine covered. And now that it's done, let's see what it looks like when the hood is closed. Trying to pull it, bend it a little bit. And I told you the gap has to be a little bit there because the body moves differently from the chassis and this moves differently, so we need to keep that gap. You're gonna leave a gap? Yeah. So this is now sitting just right. And we go to the other side to see how that's going. A lot of work around this car. I really appreciate the time. Now this is the only problem is maybe it's not built exactly to the specifications. The design is one thing. It's a Chinese-made, well, a bull bar, but labeled by Dobinson's. All in a day's work. Took them about 5 hours from, well, 4.5 hours to get all of this figured out. When you come to professionals, you know, they do the job just right. This is water?
Yes, water.
To cool it down?
Cool it down.
So the bumpers are all aligned, and you see the gaps are now a lot smaller, but they do exist and should exist on both sides. This is just perfect, even better than the original job done by the builders originally in Pennsylvania. Even this is now solid, it's rebuilt, difficult to get spare parts. Now wiring now for the ditch lights are almost complete. Everyone's gone off for lunch except for this young man here. Thank you. Now let's see how this is curing. It's supposed to take a couple of days to cure, so I'm going to leave it here. These small things make a big difference because when they flap in the breeze they make a racket, and it's just best to secure everything here. So the job on this is almost done. We still need to have a KDSS lean issue fixed again because it's leaning more on this side. For some reason, after a while, it comes right back to where we started. So tomorrow we got to do that, and hopefully she'll be ready and good to go. Well, it's finishing up with the hood. Let's turn on the lights and see what it looks like. We go back in here, we do it all over again, and we turn on the front. Yeah, that works. Now we turn on the side front, and that works too.
Thanks for joining us on this life-changing adventure. Don't forget to subscribe to The Gift of Life Adventure on Instagram and on YouTube to stay updated on every twist, turn, and inspiring story as Anil raises awareness about organ donation. You're watching The Adventures of a Kidney Donor.